All right, everyone, welcome in. We are back for another big board stream. We are going to be drafting 3,000 fantasy football teams. You certainly do not get to 3,000 fantasy football teams by not drafting. Look, I know it's January 29th. I know that a lot of you are thinking about who's going to win the Super Bowl. I don't really care who wins the Super Bowl. You know what I care about? I care about who's going to win the big board. So that is what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be drafting over on Underdog Fantasy. We're going to do a big board. We are also going to do a bigger board. Let's go ahead and hop in here, see what we've got going on. GM, everyone, I hope that you were all having a phenomenal day. Hope that you were all having a great time. Making some minor tweaking setups to my streaming setup down here in the basement. Look, I mean, you guys know I'm a big basement boy, so hoping to be looking a little bit cleaner, hoping to be looking a little bit more properly lit down here in the basement. I mean, if you guys could see all the crap that I have going on down here, you would be like, Davis, buy a different house, man. You need to move. You don't need to have. If I could tell you how many lights are currently directed on my poor little body right now, it's really something down here. But GM, everyone, GM goods, GM. How are we all doing? I hope we are all professioning it up a little bit. I hope that you guys are all enjoying drafting season as of right now. Plenty of tournaments available to us. We have got, of course, the big board, the little board, the war room, and the bigger board. DraftKings is going to be opening their stuff up for us here pretty soon. Drafters has a 25K 25K first tournament. Our friends over at Fast Draft, by the way, going to be streaming some Fast Draft drafts over here on the channel. They have I believe a 10K to first tournament. People do actually forget. I took fourth place, or maybe even third place in the Rabbit over on Fast Draft this last year. People do forget. All right, so we are drafting out of the 6th slot in this tournament. We've got Eagles, dude. We've got. Can I ever get away from Patrick Barnes' YouTube? Can I absolutely ever get away from this guy? I mean, this guy is absolutely unbelievable. I've had enough of Mr. P Barnes YouTube. Hey, these are let it be known as we select Christian McCaffrey here. These are not site credits. These are hard-won American dollars that we are drafting with right now on Underdog Fantasy. This is me reinvesting the money that has been generated from winning in best ball and in playoff best ball. It was honestly, in a year where I didn't get first place in anything, in the year where I did not generate like a huge final score, it was a better year than I would have had any right to have anticipated. Really good year in seasonal. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys heard about this version of fantasy football where you have to do ads and drops and you have to set your lineup. I don't know if any of you guys have heard about that, but it was a very good year for me in that format. By the way, I have McCaffrey ranked over Lamb and Taylor. I feel pretty good about that, honestly. Like, Christian McCaffrey was one of the worst rushers in football last year, but just pretty easily got there. He is probably going to be more needed as a receiver next year with Kittle injured. Now, Kittle being out is obviously very bad for the rushing stuff. Like the on-off splits for McCaffrey with Kittle on versus Kittle off in the rushing, pretty big. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's pretty big. But the receiving stuff, I mean, he's just going to start with what, like 800 receiving yards, 5 receiving touchdowns, and then, kind of build up from there. Yes. Have we heard from CMC's family? I don't know. I mean, CMC right now, brother, he's in Cancun. All right. We are just going to, I'm sorry, man. I have Brock Bowers ranked 12th. I'm going to be taking Brock Bowers in the middle of the second round every single time. Sets up Mendoza. It's kind of hard to get stacks this year in the big board. I mean, if you think about all this, so just go through here. So you don't have Chaser T. you're not taking Burrow. A.J. Brown might not even be a Jalen Hurts stack. Dart is a little bit expensive. Caleb Williams is a lot bit expensive. You could do Lawrence stacks pretty easily. I have no interest in drafting Justin Herbert as the quarterback 5. I don't want to have 100% Mahomes stacks. Knicks is difficult to backstack unless you really like Troy Franklin. Purdy is really difficult to backstack because Juwan Jennings is probably not going to re-sign with the team. Goff, you have to get JMO, St. Brown, or Laporta. Like the backstacks are just not that clear yet. So I just love taking Bowers. And honestly, I love taking McBride, both for one, I think they're good picks. And two, the stacking is just so straightforward. I know CeeDee has the 2023 wide receiver 1 season in his locker, but it feels meaningfully different with Pickens in the fold. Completely agree. 100% agree that Pickens is just a big drain, not on CeeDee Lamb's floor and not on CeeDee Lamb's single game ceiling, but in CeeDee Lamb's whole season ceiling. Because I don't know if he can get 210 targets with Pickens in the fold. Like it feels like he probably cannot. Joey says he's been drafting off my ranks. So Joey, one thing I might do is I might kowtow to the market and move quarterbacks up a little bit. Well, by my rank, it's Jacobs. By ADP, it's Jacobs. What do we think, fellas? You know what? Let's boomer it up. We'll do the McCaffrey Jacobs start. No wide receivers until round 4. Yeah, I think that doing Jacoby and McBride is fine. And if you are not a Jacoby guy, Ty Simpson is absolutely free. Ty Simpson, I've ranked 199th overall. His ADP is 224. I think it feels fine because based on my assumption, I've been thinking about this a lot. Jacoby Brissett is under contract. There's not an obvious spot where someone would want to trade for Jacoby Brissett. Like, who is going to trade for Jacoby Brissett? It's very hard for me. I mean, maybe like the Colts trade for him to get them over for a month or something. I will say I do really like taking Malik Willis. Shout out to my guy, Playoff Rondo. Malik Willis does to me feel a good bit underpriced. Obviously, you're doing some real projecting on Malik Willis. Like Malik Willis could just be the Green Bay Packers backup quarterback again next year, in which case he is, an obviously bad pick, but I do think that there is a good chance that he's the week 1 starter for Arizona. Any RBs from last year's dud of a class? I mean, frankly, Soups, the 2025 running back class is like legitimately going to be a legendary running back class. So I don't think you are maybe remembering the 2025 running back class, right? It's like going to end up being like, isn't the 2025 running back class potentially going to be the best running back class of all time? I don't know, brother. Sorry. I don't know about dud of a class to me. I 100% think these running back prices are going to hold into BBM. Not only, Nez, do I think that they're going to hold, I actually think they're going to get more expensive. So once it is confirmed what team that, I think once it is confirmed what team Etienne is on, his price is going to rise. Once J.K. Dobbins signs, RJ Harvey's price is going to rise. I think we're going to see Judkin's price rise. Once Jaylen Warren gets a contract offer, his price is going to rise. We're just going to smash the Birdarino button here. Burden wide receiver 1. I mean, just keep going through the list of these running backs. Tootin, when it is confirmed where Etienne is going to play, is either going to get more expensive or less expensive. Javonte, when it is confirmed who he is playing for, will get more expensive. Jonah Coleman is going to be a 2nd-round pick. He's going to get more expensive. Pollard's going to get more expensive. Chuba Hubbard was a 5th-round pick last year, completely busted. Chuba Hubbard could end up being a 5th-round pick again. Tyler Algier is going to get more expensive. Woody Marks will get less expensive. Tyler Algier is going to get more expensive. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt will be less expensive. James Conner will be more expensive. Like, I think we are totally stepping into a time machine with running back pricing. Just my opinion. And, as always, I end up being wrong about stuff all the time. But yeah, I think running backs are going to get way more expensive. And okay, everyone pay very close attention. Last year's big board champion, my guy Goods, was in this chat as we streamed 150 big boards. And what did he tell us? He said, you got to draft Javonte Williams. Goods then won $250,000 drafting Javonte Williams. Goods' early prediction is this year's Javonte is, drum roll please, Braelon Allen. He's got his whole life ahead of him. I think Braelon Allen is still legitimately 22 years old right now. Damn, okay, do I want to do Tate or Waddle? I think when you've got Burden, I should probably just take something a little bit easier. So we're going to do Waddle. So we have McCaffrey, Jacobs, Burden, Waddle, and Bowers. In goods we trust. Yeah, I'm gonna have a ton of these. I'm also gonna have a ton of these. I'm gonna have a ton of McCaffrey and Jacobs, or Barkley and Brees, or Cook and Henry, or whatever. I'm taking old running backs this year. So I did just want to do this player season finder because Soups was asking. All right, single season defending PPR points per game 2025 running back. And we'll biographical filter, year of player's career, first of their career. So we're gonna take a look at these rookie run. Allen just turned 22 9 days ago. Yeah. Okay. So just last year, amongst rookie running backs, you had Scattaboo 15 points per game, Hampton 15 points per game, Genty 14, Harvey 12, Henderson 12, obviously mitigated by some of the games where he was like the backup. You had Quinshon Judkins, who was a huge hit. You had Woody Marks, who sucks but played a ton. You had Manungai, who was a hit. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who was a hit. Tootin, who is not a hit but will hit. You had Dylan Sampson, who looks like he's going to be a strong third down back. Brashard Smith was not a hit last year, but is going to be a hit this year. I mean, just keep going down the list. It just an unbelievable class of contributors. Now, do I want to try? What do I want to try here? All right, Caleb went. You know what? Let's do Ramondre. Let's just really lean into the bit here. Judkins seems like a great value right now. I mean, I have Judkins ranked pretty aggressively, but I mean, you got to be honest. Quinshon Judkins could suffer a setback with this leg injury, and it could be Jover pretty quickly, I think, for Quinshon Judkins, because they have Samson there as well. I don't think it's Kyler to Waddle. I think it's going to be Malik Willis to Waddle. But honestly, I don't even care if it's Quinn Ewers who is quarterback for the Dolphins. Waddle, when the tournament opened, Waddle when the tournament opened was one of the biggest overall values. Who am I currently fading in the first couple rounds? Chase Brown seems very, very poorly priced. Tet, honestly, I don't think is a great price. JMO, I mean, I think we had our chance with Jameson Williams, and he showed us who he was. And JMO's just a little bit over. Not to say JMO's a bad pick, but JMO is, I think, a little bit overpriced here. JMO should probably be more in the Tyson, Lemon, McLaurin range of guys. I think it was certainly the correct move on that last pick to have taken Ramondre, because we are just going to tap the Denzel Boston button here. Maybe we could pull up the old slap model on Denzel. Will Tua be a starter somewhere? I don't know. That one does feel pretty tough. Contributors, not stars. So far, second-year running backs either less than their ADP or similar. Well, I think that Genty is a star. I think Hampton is probably a star. Scadaboo is not a star himself, but is a star running back. And I think you've got star potential with Harvey, Henderson, and Judkins. That's just my opinion, though. J-Mo did finish top 10 in wide receiver scoring. Hey, I'm a big J-Mo guy, but the idea that Jameson Williams is going to be like a 160 target player, like that was kind of the argument last year, and Laporta even got injured, and it just didn't happen. Just never occurred. Which is, again, not saying that Jameson Williams is like this terrible player. I really like Jameson Williams. I would consider him, one of my favorite non-Chiefs players in the NFL. But and maybe, honestly, maybe it's just the architecture of drafts. Because, like, I think J-Mo is a better pick than Ladd. I think he's a better pick than Zay Flowers. So maybe that's just what wide receivers cost right now. Favorite wide receiver amongst Tate, Lemon, and Tyson. I mean, I think Tate is going to be the one that gets drafted the earliest in the NFL draft. But my favorite is, like, in terms of like what I like to watch and who I think is fun, is I like Lemon. Lemon to me is the most fun rookie wide receiver. Well, most fun first round wide receiver. Casey Concepcion is the most fun rookie wide receiver, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if the play calling, I think, was fine for the Lions. I think that Goff played kind of like, honestly, the Lions just got really unlucky last year, by and large. 90 is pretty early for Jadarian Price. I just realized the sidekick is up. Well, what do we do here? Addison, Pollard, Coleman. You know what? Twist my leg. Okay, here we go. I forgot they had the all right, there we go. Now we're really back. I forgot the sidekick was up and operational. So if you are a legendary upside subscriber, we are so back. The sidekick is back operational, working for us here in the big board over on Underdog Fantasy. Going to be working on DraftKings. Going to be working for Sidekick is broken. It wants Kamara every draft. Well, that one we can ignore. You can hear the clankers come together. So I will say, I think a lot of what I personally am going to be using the Sidekick for, particularly very early here in drafts, is positional allocation stuff. I've got some kind of good ideas about who I want, what kind of teams that I want to be building, the rookies that I want to get exposure on early. But as always, kind of the hidden value in best ball in general, things that people are not always understanding. It's like a lot of it is roster construction. A lot of it is figuring out what sort of projections work together, figuring out what kind of builds need an extra tight end, what kind of builds need an extra quarterback, what kind of builds need, an extra wide receiver. I mean, Purdy and McCaffrey is, man, I kind of want to take Concepcion. I should be able to get Concepcion pulled around. So we started out McCaffrey, then Bowers, then Jacobs, then Burden, then Waddle, then Ramondre, Denzel Boston, Xavier Worthy, Brock Purdy. I tell you what, man, I am going to end up with an almost preposterous amount of Xavier Worthy if he stays at these prices. Just like a crazy amount of Worthy at these prices. You're telling me Xavier Worthy goes ahead of Parker Washington? I'm sorry, man. I can't. I just can't. What San Francisco tight end, if any, are you drafting? Honestly, it's like it's like a horrible scenario because you take Tonjes, and then you're not getting any week 17 points. You take Kittle and you're just taking a 0 for 3 months. I don't know. I'd like to hear from the ball knowers. I'd like to hear from the peanut gallery about it. Yes, Nez, I think, is correctly making the correct decision here, which is just to never draft Xavier Worthy again. Sadly, I fear that you should do as Nez says and not as I do. Drafting Worthy in the 90s is probably pretty bad. My sidekick is set to Sims and leg up, but I will, because I have my own rankings. So actually, because I didn't realize it was up, I will go upload my own rankings so that I can get a mixture of what I think is going to happen and a mixture of what Shady and Zach have programmed. All right, never mind. I misunderstood, Nez. Yes, I think we should give Worthy a pass for last year. The dude is a 170-pound guy who played with a freaking torn labrum. Torn labrum. His quarter, we've got ooh. Yeah, I think we're just going to take Concepcion here. We can take Concepcion because we started our running back room, McCaffrey, Jacobs, Ramondre. We've earned ourselves a Xavier Worthy KC Concepcion wide receiver room. Worthy is 2023 Ayuk. Hey, I like the sound of that. I'm in on that. I'm extremely rooting against Jeremiah Love to the Kansas City Chiefs. It certainly could happen, but I really, really hope it doesn't. I actually think Eric Bieniemy getting hired by the Chiefs is maybe a little bit of a tell that it will not be happening, because I think that the Chiefs trust Bieniemy to coach those guys up. Multiple members of the Chiefs front office mentioned Brashard Smith with the Eric Bieniemy hiring, like multiple times. They were like, yeah, like we think he can coach Brashard Smith up. Yeah, Denzel Boston is kind of like a worse realm. Yeah, it's hard to show you guys the college stuff how I like to do it, because the RotoViz box score scout is not updated yet. So I hope that they... Ooh, is it? Oh, they literally just did it. It must have literally happened today or yesterday. So we can pull up the Denzel Boston stuff. Honestly, David Montgomery is kind of a good pick here. Okay, well, he went. I'm cool with... I'm just curious that it doesn't want a running back. You know what? I'm taking Tyreek. It's fine. It's fine with a wide receiver. I'm trying to pack these Tyreek bags before his acquisition by the Kansas City Chiefs become official. Am I fading any teams and not drafting any of their players? I don't think so right now. No team looks like truly dead to me. In fact, it's kind of the part of the year where it's easy to be optimistic about everyone. Like, you can do a Titans stack and be like, hey man, the Titans do Dable, Cam Ward, and kind of the biggest surplus value that you get often in these early drafts is by getting team level stuff correctly. Like, if you are a big, I don't know, let's say if you're a big Titans bull right now, and you end up being correct about the Titans, like the Titans end up being the 17th best offense in football, you are going to be smashing. Now, it's very tough to draft teams like the Browns because you have no idea who the quarterback is going to be, right? That's tough. So if you have no idea who the quarterback for the Browns is going to be, like, dude, it could be Kirk Cousins, It's hard. The Patriots feel really overpriced to me. Like, God love Drake May. But Drake May quarterback too. I'm probably not paying a ton of that price. Here's the Denzel Mims stuff the Denzel Mims. That's bearish. 41% dominator rating in the end. 4-year prospect, not an early breakout, didn't break out until 2024, but almost certainly going to be a first round pick. Let's do Mendoza. We need a second quarterback. Do the slap model like Kevin Coleman? Do you mean Keon Coleman? Because I can look that up. Let's see. I'm gonna guess very much that the slap model does not like Keon Coleman. This feels like Pacific Northwest Leaguette. Well, Leaguette kind of ended up being a winning pick as a rookie. He was a bad pick last year, but he kind of ended up being fine as a rookie. So I don't have the entirety of this slap model downloaded into a sheet yet, but I can actually just pull up the GitHub page somewhere, and we can look up Keon Coleman. Oh, Kevin Coleman is a rookie this year. Kevin Coleman Jr. from Missouri. All right, well, let's look it up. He could be one of the guys I don't have a birthday for yet. Some of the guys I don't have birthdays for yet. All right, here we go. Kevin Coleman from Missouri. Kevin Coleman Jr. We've got him with projected pick 162, 55 slap score, 46 draft capital score. Yes. So the slap model does like him more than his expected draft capital. So +9 delta is +9 delta is actually pretty good. So yeah. All right. Well, I will not be taking Alvin Kamara, but I will do James Conner. I'll do James Conner. How about we settle that? Sidekick. Malachi Fields and Ted Hurst. I think I don't have a birthday for Malachi Fields, so I only have an estimated age for him. And some of these guys, I'm missing ages entirely. So Fields, I've got right at, and keep in mind, the RAS score, like the athletic score here, is like everyone's getting the same right now, and that is going to change. So I have a way. I learned a math thing. I really hope Shady and Sacrilegious are not listening here, but there is a mathematical thing that you can do when you are missing parts of a data set called imputation, which is basically the computer does an inference based on similar players of similar draft capital and similar size for the RAS model. But I would say as of right now, Hurst is probably going to look bad because he didn't break out until he was older. Let's see. Hurst slightly better. So Hurst must have had a younger breakout, but I need to get an age on him. But yeah, slightly better. So who's the guy that the computer likes the most? Amari Thomas, because he broke out at like 18. And Barry and Brown. I've heard a little bit of Barry and Brown hype. James Conner is older than Kamara. Yeah, but he's been good when he's played more recently. Not that either of them are particularly good picks. Do I want to do Hunter Henry? I don't really. Yeah, let's do Nicholas Singleton. Actually, no, let's do Malik Willis. I just want to keep buying Malik Willis because when Malik Willis gets signed, he is going to get so much more expensive. Which rookies am I most interested in getting a RAS score for? It's gotta be the two Penn State guys. Singleton and Katron. Because with good RAS scores, particularly Singleton, here, because I can show you. So Singleton is getting kind of dinged here in his production score, but he should, with a good RAS, get jammed way up. Good RAS and good draft capital should move Singleton way up, because his yards per team pass attempt when he was like 19 was really good. Yeah, so the issue with Sadiq, well, I'll show you guys the issue with Sadiq. He looks like a freak and his highlights are insane, but his actual production kind of middling. Huge Gunnar Helm buyer right now. Gunnar Helm seems like a big buy to me. All right, minimum targets 20%, a 94, sort by yards per route run. So Kenyon Sadiq is all the way down here, 41st in the NFL or in NCAA in yards per route run amongst tight ends. I'm not saying he's terrible or anything, but I'm a little concerned about Kenyon Sadiq. Just a little concerned about Kenyon Sadiq. Tank Dell could be an okay pick here. You know what? Now let's just eat some vegetables. Let's just take Dalton Schultz. Schultz is just a nice little cromulent second tight end. Yeah, and I mean, I think there's obviously more to prospect analysis than yards per route run. Oh, dropping into complaint to a fellow spreadsheet guy that I had to shift all of Elijah Surratt's inputs this morning. He's a prep school guy, so actually graduated high school in 2021. And his 5th year, I use years out of high school over age. Well, I think I have Elijah Surratt's birthday. I'm pretty sure I actually just have, because I think my computer, the way I set it up was to pull. So first it pulled their birth date and their birth year. Then I used recruiting class to estimate. So I should have Elijah Surratt's correctly, but we're about to find out. Because that will make, if I don't have his birthday correct, that's gonna make him look pretty bad in my stuff. All right, 2026 prospect birthdays. We're looking at Surratt. Yeah, so I just have Surratt's actual birthday. May 28th, 2003. Well, I guess assuming that's correct. I don't know. That could be wrong. Some of these birthdays are maybe not 100% correct. Ron, I sent you that sheet that has all the birthdays. Chris Brazel, I honestly don't love. You know what? I do kind of like Adonai Mitchell. We're going to do Adonai Mitchell. Would be more meaningful if it excluded him from an early declare like Mechie, who is a prep school to year 3 guy. I tested my stuff with an early declare like bonus basically, and didn't get. It didn't add anything over breakout age, like the thing that I was running. And again, not that, guys, please do not confuse me for a mathematical genius. I'm running all this stuff in Claude code, but I got the highest correlation with future fantasy points and future top 24 and top 12 fantasy point seasons with breakout age. So for wide receivers, first year with 20% dominator rating. Any draft strategy or game theory takeaways that I discovered? No. The only thing I'm trying to do was build something that tried to weed out some busts. It's kind of, well, weed out bus and create a difference between like what type of day 3 guys should I target. All right, so leg up is in on Brazel. I honestly don't love Brazel. Another one of those Tennessee guys. What's leg up like at running back? Crane likes Hemby. All right. I don't think I've taken a Hemby yet. So we'll do that. Where do I think Kraft settles amongst the tight ends? I think he seems about right. Yeah, after Fannin, but ahead of Laporta and ahead of Gadsden. I think that seems about right. It's true. It's true. I guess, Shmal, what I'm saying is I don't want anyone to think that I am pretending to be something that I'm not. I am trying to get the computer to recognize patterns that I know are true. In that they are my observed experience, and then building upon old work that is done at RotoViz. God damn it. Man, I can't even set my cup of coffee down without unplugging my webcam. That's how my setup right now, boys. We are on. Someday I will take a picture and I will put it on I'll post a picture in the Discord of what my setup looks like down here. Pretty ghetto. I like him more if Chris Brazel. Is that how it's pronounced? Chris Brazel the second? Yeah. I mean, there's a light over there. There's a light over there. I've got my LED lights back there. I've got 7 different cables coming into my computer. I've got my soundboard for my microphone over there. I've got my router stuff plugged in over there. I mean, I must have 40 cords currently plugged in right now. Wow, this dude just went 4 straight tight ends. Patrick Barnes YouTube with the 4 straight tight ends model. All right, Crane and the Leg Up Boys are hip to Ted Hurst. Let's do it. Let's do a Ted Hursterino. Bada bing, bada boom. The setup is taking a big step towards being Buck approved, I would say. I just had I had an extra 30 minutes before I started the stream today, and I was like, you know what? My background lights have been bothering me. So I wanted to try and make an improvement to the background lights. We're getting there. Oh, GM Willis. My take on Cousins and Penix is that Penix is going to be the starter for the Falcons, the week 1 starter. And the Falcons would love a way to not pay, would very much love a way to not pay Kirk Cousins money. Is there any way a playoff best ball team can win without Stevenson? Yes. Stevenson can get 18 touches and 5.5 points against the Seahawks really easily. He could get outscored with 1 touch by Henderson. You know, Henderson could score a 47-yard touchdown, and that could just be it. Well, all right, GM, my guy Ryan gifting a Hemby. Salute to you, sir. I gotta say, the 2025 duds, Caleb Johnson is pretty intriguing because I don't know if the Steelers have any interest in paying Gainwell and Warren. I'm kind of feeling another. I need another tight end. Let's do Trig. So Trig, I don't have tight ends built into my stuff, but Trig was a guy I just like to watch at Baylor. I'm expecting him to probably be decently athletic, but a 20% dominator rating for a tight end at Ole Miss in 2022 and only played 6 games. And then he was pretty good his final season at Baylor as well. Let's actually go look at that 2022 Ole Miss team. 2022 Ole Miss CFB reference. So Trigg played with Dart, Malik Heath, Mingo, 49ers, Jordan Watkins, but he got injured. A lot of NFL players on that team, actually. Let's go look at these game logs. So what happened in 2022? Did he start the year and then got hurt? So he started the year, must have gotten hurt. I don't know. Actually, probably not that impressive. Stay-at-home dad. I genuinely enjoy her content. God bless. P.S. The sweater in the last thumbnail was father approved. There we go. That's a very dad sweater of me. Once I heard the Steelers players voted Gainwell their team MVP of 2025, I realized they're probably going to be the highest bidders for his services. I mean, dude, you never know. Well, it could be. What if it was? So then they're probably not going to be the payers of the Jaylen Warren services, right? Because Jaylen Warren is now a restricted free agent, I want to say. So Jaylen Warren. No, he's not. Never mind. I lied. All right. Final pick here. I'm going to do another running back. Ooh. You know what? I kind of like this fella, Adam Randall from Clemson. I want to say he was maybe even a converted wide receiver. Adam Randall. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Adam Randall converted from wide receiver to running back. I'm into that. Yes, I'm wrong. Warren got extended. I'm incorrect. Yes, Tootin is basically getting drafted like Etienne will not be there right now. That is correct. He's being drafted, and I've got him kind of ranked that way. Yeah, Adam Randall's first year playing running back, he was really good for Clemson and was still good at catching passes. Our generation's Antonio Gibson. All right, how did we do, boys? Purdy, Mendoza, Willis, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Stevenson, James Conner, then our 2 slappy rookies at the end, Roman Hemby and Adam Randall, Luther Burden, Jaylen Waddle, Denzel Boston, Xavier Worthy, KC Concepcion, Tyreek Hill, Adonai Mitchell, Ted Hurst, Brock Bowers, Dalton Schultz, Michael Trigg. GM. All right. Well, let's go label that team. Because all the ones I'm doing on stream, I'm labeling so that I can remember. I just need to get in the habit of doing it. So we're going to call this one the first Sidekick draft of 2026. Bang. Done. Got her in there. Let's go to a bigger board. What about that, huh? 20 seconds per pick. Let's fire a bigger board. Let's go post in the Discord. I mean, let me actually tag Kevin because he wanted to hop in. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. I have never entered into the bigger board before. Ooh, you know what? I need to go to legendaryupside.com and I need to upload my custom rankings so that I have my own players in there. Oh, I downloaded the wrong year, I think. I'm pretty sure Tootin goes over Trevion Henderson if Etienne is gone. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. He's gonna go really early. The slaps will not be able to stop. Do I have the ability to upload my custom rankings, or is that not is that functionality not live yet? It might not be live yet. Oh, LaQuint Allen is definitely draftable in this stuff. How often am I doing rankings updates? I mean, I don't want to put a hard limit on it. It's definitely not going to be every day. I mean, I will say when the situation calls for it, I will be doing it. Okay. Where is my rankings tab? Well, the dream landing spot is Kansas City, I'm sure. Where do I have Derrick Henry? I have Derrick Henry 22nd, and his ADP is 22. I would go check their post in the Sidekick update. Yeah, let's go look. Let's go look at the Legendary Upside Discord. Sidekick alerts. Custom. All right, let me go. Maybe I just don't have the right file. All right, we're picking at 9 here. Would actually love to get a St. Brown start. Not going to do it. All right, Christian McCaffrey it is. Christian McCaffrey in the big board, in the bigger board, rather. All right, let's go download these rankings. File. Download CSV. Upload. Error uploading custom rankings. More than 5-year players from missing their ID. So I think my format is incorrect because I have the IDs, but I think my format is wrong. So I will I need to figure that out. All right, damn. I was hoping to get McBride. Could do about. You know what? Actually, let's throw it back to last year. Should we do a Justin Jefferson? Yeah, let's do a Sidekick wants me to do it anyways. A CMC Justin Jefferson team. How would a Stafford retirement affect the Los Angeles Rams ADPs? Well, it would nuke them all pretty hard, right? I mean, it would have to. It would be horrible. Like, you definitely wouldn't want Kyren. You'd still want Puka. I mean, who would their quarterback be? I can't even think of who their quarterback would be. I guess it would be. I mean, Garoppolo's a free agent. Maybe they could get Mac Jones, or maybe Trey Lance. I don't know. Jacoby Brissett. God, I hope not. Wouldn't the Rams go out for Malik? I mean, is Malik Willis even? I guess he is a Shanahan tree, McVay tree style guy, because LaFleur is a McVay tree guy. Could they be a candidate to take someone with the Falcons pick? Like a quarterback? I mean, I hope not. Ty Simpson on the Rams is not doing it for me. Yeah, Puka Bowers is insane. I don't. You're right. It shouldn't be allowed. I know A-Chain is a fantastic talent, but him at 110 feels a bit frothy to me with no McDaniel, question mark at quarterback at best, and a head coach who seems to eat gravel 3 meals a day. I think the easiest thing to think about with someone like Achane, though, is that when you're taking over a team, like, you're probably not going to try and reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, the easiest thing to do when you take over the Dolphins is, oh, well, I should probably just throw the ball to Devin Achane. And Achane is also just so good. Like, Achane is not a PPR scam. He is just straight up a really good running back. You know? All right, so we could take... Ooh. I actually kind of like Etienne here. Etienne or Kyron. So there's going to be a wide receiver we like coming around. So let's do Etienne, who is my favorite of that list. Hardest fade this year. I don't think I have a super hard fade yet. I'll get there. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking through some of these prices. I don't love the Devontae Adams price. How are you guys feeling about Devontae Adams? I mean, you're just fading a lot with Breece. Because remember, the issue with Breece is no one likes to talk about this, but Breece, you guys remember the rumor that Breece is like legitimately an alcoholic? Like, what if that makes teams not want to sign him to a big deal? Okay, we can do Burden, we can do Flowers, I bet. All right, well, I just said I don't love Adams, but the Sidekick wants me to take Adams, so let's do it. There you go. First time letting the Sidekick know more than me. Love at 13 is slappiness. Yeah. So just my opinion, but I don't think Love is quite as good as like the Genty, Bijan, Zeke tier of guys. You know, not that you wouldn't want to be drafting him, but I'm maybe not as situation ambivalent about him. What's the origin of that Breece stuff? Well, I can show you. So, there's this old, here you go. There's this old TikTok, Breece Hall partying with Nick right before the NFL season starts. Nick Nayercina. Let me see if I can find the tweet. I gotta find this Breece Hall Scott Barrett tweet. But basically, Breece Hall has been seen out, like at the bar, like before games and stuff. Yeah, my plan is to max all the boards. Best landing spot for Love. I mean, Saints is fine. Chiefs is good. Bengals would be really good for Love. All right, I really got to find this Scott Barrett tweet. The issue is you can never search for anything on Twitter because the app is broken. Breece Hall alcohol. I will find it. Yeah, this is an easy Jaylen Waddle pick here. I'll post it in the Discord later. GM, my guy Nick BTC. How do I have Harvey, Hendo, Scattaboo ranked? Let's find out. I've got Harvey 45. I've got Scat 61. And I've got Hendo 50. So Harvey, Hendo, Scat. Part of that is Scattaboo injury recovery, though. Hall is a free agent. At these ADPs, my most drafted quarterback is going to be Burrow and Mahomes, probably. Not Burrow, sorry, Jayden Daniels and Mahomes. Thoughts on the Chuba, Rico, Jonathan Brooks situation? My thoughts are Rico probably signs like a pretty good free agent deal with a team that will want to give him the ball. Chuba will be the week 1 nominal starting running back for the Panthers. But if Brooks is healthy, they will probably find a way to get him the ball. You know what? I am just going to go ahead and take Jayden Daniels right here. McCaffrey, Jefferson, Etienne, Devontae Adams, Jaylen Waddle, and Jayden Daniels. I mean, the issue about getting a Peyton Hillis season for Scat is that he does seem to play in such a way that he is quite likely to continue to suffer these injuries. He got injured a ton at Arizona State. Will probably get injured. Got injured last year. And also, that was a horrible looking injury, man. Looked really brutal. Brooks, it'd be hard for Brooks to not be several rounds higher because I'm pretty sure he's just completely undrafted right now. Oh, actually, no, he's not. Sorry, the running back 58. I honestly didn't even know. Mike Evans is a tough guy for me to value this year. Why? He's probably not going to re-sign with the Buccaneers, so someone else is going to have to sign him and pay him real money and then deploy him in the same way. He also is coming off of the broken collarbone. What if he's a Bill? Is being a Bills wide receiver with Brady even good? Then isn't he just Keon Coleman? I don't know. Do we want that? I think Kansas City. I think the old wide receiver Kansas City is going to sign is Tyreek Hill. I think that is going to be their AARP wide receiver this year. I tell you who the Bills are going to get. The Bills are going to sign Romeo Doubs to an insanely big contract. That's exactly what's going to happen. I think you can probably take that one to the bank. All right, what are we going to do? Warren and Tootin makes sense here. McCaffrey, Jefferson, Etienne, Adams, Waddle. Dang, I think, yeah. Oh, all right, there we go. Little Byshell Tootin action. Don't mind if I do. Etienne and Tootin, so I can't lose. The only way I lose is if Etienne just re-signs a huge contract with the Jags. But if not, we're about to be rich. We just got 2 starting running backs. Would Romeo on the Bills not be a smash? Well, I guess he could be a smash. I don't know. Why the Joe Brady head coaching hire is basically the least confidence inspiring move I can single-handedly imagine. It just feels completely insane. Rizzy P, Patrick Mahomes, Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid, Tucker Kraft. You know what? I have not taken Tucker Kraft yet. Buck was talking in the Discord about how much he loves Tucker Kraft. There's a Tucker Kraft. I mean, Dubs does just feel like another Shakir. Like, what's the point? Leone, yes. Leone deserves all of the Palmer and the Dubs and all those guys imaginable. Yeah, just more of them. Bills could do Deebo Samuel. No, I Michael Wilson is not what the Kansas City Chiefs need. The Chiefs are honestly the wide receivers are fine. I mean, like if they wanted to get like a stud wide receiver, sure. Yes, I will be on ship chasing this afternoon, Yosh. Try seeing if he completed a catch through the ground with that giant helmet. There you go. That's a good point. Oh, all right. So what do we need? I guess, we could do a round 20 Ben Sinnott on this team with Jayden Daniels. They would never see it coming. Because we've got Daniels, McCaffrey, Etienne, Tootin, Jefferson, Adams, Waddle. It's actually just a very cromulently adult fantasy football team. But I am gonna need Sack to hold my hand later in terms of figuring out how to upload my custom rankings because my player IDs are not right. I mean, they need one more boundary wide receiver, but Rice, Worthy, and like a cromulent boundary wide receiver are fine. Gadsden's kind of a nice pick here. I really like Juwan Jennings here. Yeah, let's do Jennings. Jennings is going to get a lot of money in free agency. I mean, Royals seems fine. Like we just didn't get to see him play. He was certainly a fine prospect. But I mean, I don't think Royals is like going to turn the wide receiver room around or anything like that. Yeah, just one big kind of man-beating boundary wide receiver I think could do well in Kansas City. I would say wide receiver is not like their absolute biggest need, particularly if they re-sign Tyreek. I think offensive line and defensive line feel like much more important elements for them to improve. Damn. All right. So Purdy got sniped. So I think we got to just do my guy J Love here. Kincaid, do I try and push it at quarterback? I guess I did take an early quarterback. Kincaid is probably pretty good here. Do I want to do Kincaid or Love? We'll do Kincaid. Dude, he led tight ends in targets per route run. He just has a lava lamp in his knee. I agree. Waddle is certainly a smash. Yeah, KC could definitely use an MVS who doesn't suck, which is like basically Cortland Sutton, Mike Williams type, because the guys they've had for the last like 4 years have just been awful. Tyquan, Hollywood, Watson, just these 9-route guys who cannot win. I mean, Tyquan I guess won, but they just didn't trust him because they don't think he can run block, which I guess he probably can't. So that was brutal there. Who did I lose Purdy to? I lost Purdy to Dreaming of Sundays, who didn't take him stacked. Not that a stack cannot materialize itself. Chiefs line is fine. They'll run more out at right tackle this year. They can't afford to spend 9 on 1. They definitely can. They definitely can. They can afford to spend the 9th overall pick on an offensive lineman. I mean, I hope they that they get Ruben Bain the Miami defensive lineman. I think he would be a big addition. He just seemed incredible in the college football playoff. The Chargers are like the number one most overpriced team. Hampton is 16th overall, Ladd 37th, QJ 85, Herbert 68, Gadsden 106, Vidal 159, Trey Harris 200, Keenan Allen, who might retire, is 227 overall. I personally don't think the Chargers will be the number one offense because they still have Justin Herbert as their quarterback, but you never know. All right, what do we do? Do we play like Debo's coming back? I guess we could. We could play like Debo gets re-signed by the Commanders. I don't think he will, but he certainly could. It's true. What if Ladd figures it out? I'd be very surprised if Bane is there at 9. It's a relatively common mocked position. If you go look at the mock draft database stuff. If Jeremiah Love to Kansas City is like honestly a nightmare. They just have so many massive structural needs everywhere. Like the team on the field last year was just not very good. I mean, I definitely prefer Tate if I had to choose. All right, haven't taken very many Kyler teams yet. Ooh, you know what? I like Mendoza more than Kyler, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do Mendoza over Kyler. Yeah, but if I had to choose between them taking Love or like Tate or Lemon or whatever, I would definitely choose the wide receiver. I think I'm falling for the mainstream media propaganda of McDaniel plus Herbert pairing. Talk me out of it. Sure. Yeah, I can talk you out of it. I'll show you Justin Herbert's Pro Football Reference page. Justin Herbert has thrown for 3,700, 3,800, 3,100 yards since the NFL changed out of their, out of the meta. His 2022 season, where he was so awesome, he threw for 4,700 yards and 25 touchdowns. He had a 6.8 YPA. The 2021 season is the year where they were really incredible. The 2021 season, he was really good. I won't even take the 2021 season away from him. But what's going on with Bitcoin? I have no idea. I don't really look at the price. Yeah, I saw something about this. There was a Kansas City beat writer who didn't vote for Bill Belichick. I mean, that just seems insane. Anyone who didn't vote for Bill Belichick for the Hall of Fame is just nothing but sour grapes and nonsense. I'd run way more and way harder if I had the hottest girl west of the Mississippi as my girlfriend. Yeah, his girlfriend's a celebrity, right? Madison Beer. Not my quarterback. My quarterback married his high school sweetheart. Because that's just the type of guy he is. I certainly will not be taking Alvin Kamara here. We'll do... You know what? Tajay Spears. Why not? Top by ADP. Why not? Tajay Spears is fine. Chargers were plus PRW to start the year before the offensive line couldn't protect anymore. Yeah, I mean, if they the Chargers will always have the best intentions, but they still remain the Chargers. I feel more attached to the later round rookies in best ball right now. Singleton, Emmett Johnson, Casey. I don't like Jeremy. I do really like Singleton. Exactly. People say it more and more. Everyone loves Brittany Mahomes. They do say it all the time. All right, what is the deal with this Kamara love? I gotta say I don't agree. I don't see it. All right, you know who I'm taking? I'm taking my guy Braelon Allen because Goods told me he was the league winner this year. Good idea to treat Mahomes like Burrow last year and try and push him. Yeah. I think you should do. Obviously, the value in pushing in the big board or the little board or the whatever is going to be diminished because ADPs are just so in flux right now. Like when we're drafting in August, ADPs are going to be like set in stone. They are going to be concrete. There's going to be a really similar dynamic. Right now, ADPs are going to be moved from like a whisper. Like ADPs will get moved by like one tweet. I hear you're a Lemonite like the KC Draft Show guys, Davis. I do really like Mekhi Lemon. Yeah, he just is he's a very Davis Maddox style wide receiver prospect. Look, if Alvin Kamara signs a veteran minimum deal with the Chiefs, I'm prepared to reevaluate. Yeah, he's fine. He is very fine to mix in at pick 160. He's very fine. I think I'm just having sticker shock because this was the first time I have used the Sidekick for a draft, and I just was I was in no way, shape, or form anticipating that to be a player that the Sidekick really wanted me to draft. Daniel Jeremiah has Lemon as his first wide receiver drafted. I saw that he also had 11 wide receivers in his top 50. And I just did not see that when I was working through the class. I would be relatively surprised if that happened. Let me just sort by slap score here. So Tate, Tyson, Lemon for sure. Then you have Concepcion, Boston, and Branch. That's the next tier. Then I think this group of guys right here could kind of go in any order. Let's do McCarthy. Why not even have McCarthy ranked? Okay, no, okay, he already got drafted. All right, we'll do Rachaad White. Ah, damn. Nimble Fingers, my first Nimble Fingers mistake. We got Sean Tucker instead. How would I add the Sidekick? You pay Pat Carrain at legendaryupside.com for the services, and then you install it as a web extension. It's very easy to do. What's with the GeoGuessr background music? It's tripping me out. It's called Night Driving. It's just some nice, gentle background music. I've heard this fella's name. I don't know much about him. He's from Iowa, right? Caden Wetgen. Daniel Jeremiah said that he's more excited for next year's class than this one. It's another year where there's not a lot of first round. Yeah. Troy Franklin. Is Troy Franklin fine here? No, we need a rookie running. We need a rookie wide receiver. We've got zero rookies. Let's add Jacoby Lane. Jacoby Lane after ADP. Guy's huge. 6'4". Does it? I've never watched a GeoGuessr video. I know who he is, but I didn't know that this sounded like his music. I don't think I've taken Brandon Ayuk yet, and I don't know if I will, because I'm kind of certain that Brandon Ayuk, not kind of, to me it feels like Brandon Ayuk might retire from playing professional football. which I don't know. You probably want your guys playing football. Oh, the game itself has background music while you play. Okay. Dynasty Superflex, no tight end premium, already at Bowers. Would I do Fannin for Cam Ward straight up? Yeah, I would. Yes, I would. My favorite 3-4 turn picks. I like Kyron. I like Loveland. I like Burden. I like Ken Walker. I like AJ Brown. They all seem pretty good. Yeah, I really like Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason is one of the better picks on the board right now, I think. All right. It's getting real thin at quarterback. Might have hoisted myself with my own petard here. All right, I'm going to take Kirk Cousins and just hope he starts somewhere. I think 3 quarterbacks are like so mandatory in the big board contest, but man, I got killed. Well, guess what? I missed on Jacoby. That's what killed me right there, was CRC 5988 taking JJ McCarthy as his third quarterback. Having a hard time clicking Devontae in the fourth, having a hard time older tighties. Oh yeah, but he got hurt. Yeah, I mean Devonta Smith could certainly be number 1. If Tyreek signs with the Chiefs, do you think he'll be a pretty big part of the offense? Yes. Yeah, he would, in my opinion. What kind of tight end do I need? If I have Tucker, Kraft, and I have Kincaid, I think a rookie makes sense. I think we can do Stowers. Actually, you know what? Let's do Gunnar Helm. Little TBT to last year. We'll do old Gunnar Helm. My thoughts on the probability of a second-year breakout for Golden was that I was ready to put that dude into absolute jail, never draft him again, never think about him again. And then he had that game that he had in the playoffs, and I was like, well, all right, guess I'm completely back in on Matthew Golden. How did I get the Sidekick working for this? I just clicked it open. I think it updated on its own. But there's instructions on how to do it in the Leg Up Discord. One and done. I took Cam Young this week in one and done. Charles. Favorite last round pick. At running back, it's this guy, Adam Randall, that my stuff loves. And a wide receiver, I do like Knoll. I do like Keon Coleman. I like Wicks. I like Tez Johnson. Ted Hurst. A lot of the guys in the Discord are excited about Ted Hurst. I messaged Karain yesterday, and we're gonna do a rookie show soon. Golden could definitely pull a J-Mo. I mean, that's the positive. 3-7-7-3 is what I'm trying to do most of the time on these teams, honestly. All right. Computer is saying we need some wide receiver points. Slayton, Mooney, Hurst, Besh. Besh gives us a stack. Let's do it. It's easy to be back in on Golden and cite credits. It sure is. All right. Final pick in the bigger board. I really like this Adam Randall guy. Who else? What's the deepest scroll? I'll tell you what, my stuff loves Desmond Reed, but he weighs like 170 pounds. So when his RAS gets in, he's gonna get he's gonna get killed. Yeah, I think round Senate 20 is draftable. All right, Adam Randall, bigger board, baby. All right, my first team of the year in the $100 5 max bigger board. Jayden Daniels, Fernando Mendoza, and Kirk Cousins. Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Byshell Tootin, Tajay Spears, Braelon Allen, John Tucker, Adam Randall, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Jaylen Waddle, Juwan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, Jacoby Lane, Jack Bech, Tucker Kraft, Dalton Kincaid, and Gunnar Helm. Yes, yeah. Let's do one more big board, and then I'm gonna get out of here because we have a call with the our friends at Splash Sports for the Soulcast. Ted Hurst, because windmill in this year's Dante Thornton Jr. is just plain necessary. Yeah. So I DK contacted me about some of their way too early best ball stuff, seeming like we are going to get best ball after the Super Bowl. All right, let's label this team. What are we going to label this? Kirk Cousins on stream. Kirk Cousins on stream. What a life. The bigger board. Kirk Cousins on stream. You never know. All right, drafting third in this one. Who do we got here? We got Ingelks, we got FF Dan, we got Biff Tannen, we got Frog Clone, Foosball. All right. So we're going to get Puka or Gibbs or Chase. I don't think I've taken Chase very often yet. What a year for first rounders, bro. Bang. All right. Ooh. Puka at 3. Don't mind if I do. $3,000 drafts, realistic expectations, goals. No, I think 3,000 is. I think 3,000 is very, very realistic. Because I'm going to be drafting everywhere. I'm not just drafting on Underdog and DraftKings. I'm drafting on Fast Draft. I'm drafting on Drafters. I'm going to do FFPC Best Ball. I'm going to do NFC Best Ball. I'm doing all of it. I'm gonna try and give myself as many outs as possible to win a belt. Because I think I'm pretty good at my job, if you consider my job providing fantasy football analysis and being entertaining on live stream. And obviously the thing I'm missing is a title. Just need a title. And then the marketing will make itself. For the season outcome expectations, I mean, my expectations are the same as always. It's just very, very hard to win these tournaments. I mean, even if you made just like a guaranteed number of finals, your expected profit margins would just not be that high because it's so hard to run good in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could give you a final in BBM, in the DraftKings Millie. I could give you a top 100 team on drafters, all that stuff. I mean, you're still like, you're certainly not going to be guaranteed a profit or whatever, you know. That's just not how she goes. It's easy to draft 3,000 teams on site credit. GMing Gelks, how we doing? Damn, I was hoping to get the Puka Bauer start here. All right. I mean, we'll be happy to take Rashee Rice. We'll be happy to take Derrick Henry. We'll be happy to take Nico Collins. All right. Don't mind if I do. Little Rashee Rice or Reno there. I mean, I think Barkley is the most obvious overvalued guy in the first two rounds, Barkley and Chase Brown. But it's like, what are you going to do? Not draft Saquon Barkley? But I mean, he was super bad last year. The team's probably losing AJ Brown. Is Ingelk going to take Derrick Henry, or am I going to take Derrick Henry? 32-year-old Derrick Henry. All right, let's take Jacobs. Jacobs, Puka, Rashee. So we've got multiple quarterbacks set up. Should be able to get Mahomes or Stafford on this team. Stafford does feel a smidgen overpriced to me. Almost drafted my first Derrick Henry. I mean, Henry he's fine. You know, I mean, either he gets 17 touchdowns or he doesn't, because he's 32 years old. Depending on how week 17 falls, he could be 33 in week 17. The nice thing you can say about Barkley is there's no risk they sign a running back to take carries. We are there again with Chase Brown, same as last season. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is Chase Brown lost the carries, but it didn't even end up mattering. I mean, isn't that really the funny thing? Is he just scored all the touchdowns, so it didn't matter. It's so funny, the huge Chase Brown game, Samaje Perine got a 1-yard touchdown. Like, it's just so funny. Too deep of a question. Have you, Pete, and Pat ever talked about doing an FF content business together? Well, Peter has no interest in that. Peter doesn't want to be like locked into doing like waiver wire stuff. And Pat, I think, is like, realistically, I think the way it works for Legendary Upside, I just don't think it would make sense for him to pay anyone a full-time salary. No, I will probably be quite underweight on Bucky. I didn't like Bucky as a prospect. I thought Bucky was overvalued last year. Maybe, I mean, Rachaad White leaving is probably quite good for him, but I don't think it's guaranteed that they play him on third downs, and there's certainly no guarantee that they give him the goal line stuff. Joey, I think you are overestimating the appetite for like boutique fantasy football analysis. It's a more limited market than you would think. All right. Now we can take Birdarino. I'm a little surprised that the Sidekick is behind on Burden here. I guess, I mean, Devonta is also like a clear value there, but man. Luther Burden, 46. I think it's likely that Monday Night Football Week 17 is on Derrick Henry's birthday. If he's playing the Monday Night Football Hammer game on his birthday, can you imagine? the Derrick Henry birthday 6-touchdown game. RJ Harvarino. All right, Sidekick. I'm picking up what you're laying down. Yeah, like 2.5% of the total boutique fantasy football analysis market is in this room right now. The Athletic mock has Tate going 4th and Tyson going 5th. It is a little rich for sure. I think Alec Pierce ends up back with the Colts, and I think they cut Michael Pittman Jr. I think they pay Alec Pierce, and I think they cut Michael Pittman Jr. because Michael Pittman Jr. has an out with only $5 million of dead cap. So he can be cut and they can save $24 million against the cap. And actually, if they cut him on the, if they cut him after March 15th, they can save $7 million against the cap. So that would be my guess as to what they do. Monday Night Football of 2021 was the first Week 17 finals, was January 3rd. I think it's probably going to be on his birthday. I mean, can you imagine? Where does AJ Brown go in a trade? The Patriots, probably. GM Dan, how you doing, brother? You guys are good enough at making content. You could probably break in the mainstream fantasy redraft content game. I mean, I will say my plan is to do a second channel this year that is more mainstream redraft fantasy football content. I mean, I like the best ball stuff more. Like, I like this stuff more. But my plan is to do some more mainstream redraft rankings, waiver wire, some of that stuff on a second channel this upcoming year. That's my plan. Got to execute, though. That's the thing, right? It's very hard to execute. It's harder work than you think, and a very saturated space, right? Very saturated space, the redraft fantasy football content game. Whew, pick 68 Javonte. I think second round Pickens seems fine. All right, what are we going to do here? Are we going to do Evans? Or are we going to do Burrow? Burrow doesn't make a ton of sense. God, do I even like Evans here? I don't really. Hurts, honestly, Hurts is just a really good pick here. How is this Jalen? How is Hurts the quarterback 8? Hurts at pick 70 feels insane. Isn't the Patriots just the same as the Eagles for AJ Brown? Good team where he's not the featured player on every snap. I think he's much more likely to be featured with the Eagles or with the Patriots. And Drake May is a better tosser of the pigskin. Jaylen Warren. All right, this team's shaping up nicely. Hurts, Jacobs, Harvey, Warren, Puka, Rashee, Burden. That is a mean wide receiver room. Davis fan in the 101. Yeah, Worthy Mahomes. I'll say if that's the new Worthy price, I'm probably not in on that price. Every time Parker Washington gets drafted before me, it feels like I got shot. You're not alone. I don't think it's realistic that the tush push would ever get banned. Like, they've tried 3 different times now, or twice or 3 different times, and it's just not going to happen. I don't even understand how you realistically ban it. In what way do you just make it illegal to push your teammates, period? I don't know. I mean, based on everything I have read and understand about the situation, Travis Kelce is coming back to play on the team. He really wanted Bieniemy back. He has already said a couple times, I'm excited to see Eric Bieniemy in the building. Obviously, to see Eric Bieniemy in the building, you have to be in the building. So Jimmy Kempski, who is an Eagles beat writer, did an article. Someone sent this to me yesterday on Twitter, which was like an article from Jimmy Kempski about the machinations that would have to be done to get AJ Brown to be traded. And a big part of that article was, remember that Carson Wentz. So when the Eagles traded away Carson Wentz to the Colts, that was at the time the most dead money that had ever been traded before, right? And so that would seem to imply to me that Roseman is comfortable getting rid of a bunch of dead money. The whole fantasy football industry thinks Kelsey's still playing solely based off Davis's interpretation. It's not. I mean, what do you want me to say? Laporte is probably a fine pick here. Like, I don't know how else you are supposed to interpret that quote. It's not like Kelce saying, I'm excited for him to help my former teammates. He's saying, I'm excited to see him in the building, which to me would seem to implicate that Kelce is planning on being in the building. I mean, maybe he isn't. I don't know. I'm not inside Travis. I'm not inside his cabal. I tell you who I'm definitely not taking. I'm definitely not taking fucking Khalil Shakir. Where do I have Shakir ranked? I mean, I'm just going to take Jacoby Myers here. I have Shakir ranked 115th, and even that feels generous. Like, what is the point? Monken impact on Isaiah Bond? Probably very little, because Isaiah Bond probably is not going to play very much. Yeah, honestly, it's just very hard for me to imagine Kelce retiring on a, like the worst season of his career, when the last snap that he played with Patrick Mahomes was Mahomes tearing his ACL. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I certainly would not say 100% certainty that Kelce is playing. If you made me put odds on it, I don't know. I'd say it's minus 170 that Travis Kelce plays this season. 60% probability, something like that. I could DM him. Travis Kelce does follow me on Twitter. I could DM him and ask. I don't think he'd answer, but I could ask. Monken taking Fannin to the moon. Well, I did see a little bit of concern about this actually from, I think, Ryan Heath from Fantasy Points, where Monken has kind of always used, not always, but for like the last 5 years, the offenses that Monken has been in charge of has been very heavy on multiple tight ends. So maybe that means they re-sign David Njoku. Maybe that means that, I don't know, maybe they draft a tight end. I think Njoku's fine. You probably don't want him to re-sign with the Browns. And honestly, Njoku for the Chiefs, Njoku for maybe the Dolphins, Njoku on the Dolphins with the new coaching staff there. Could be likely following Monken to Cleveland. Could certainly happen. What do we do next here? I mean, do we just take Goddard and get the stack? Except Goddard is an unrestricted free agent, right? Dallas Goedert Spotrac. Dallas Goedert is an unrestricted free agent. So yeah, let's just take Jennings. Jennings over Concepcion. I'm learning, bros. I'm learning. Yeah, and Njoku went to the University of Miami, right? There you go. So you already have the connection. All right, Dubs is the next pick. I'm not loving. I mean, Woody Marks is kind of like really the last of a tier here. The issue is the guy just absolutely sucks. But the Texans also have huge issues elsewhere. They have the worst offensive line in football. They might need a tight end. Do we take Woody Marks? I mean, Dubs here is fine. I think position. You know what? I actually just haven't taken a Kenyon Sadiq yet. Let's just live a little. I just have not. I have not taken a Kenyon Sadiq at all, and I don't want to have none of him. Yeah, Marks is terrible. I just joined and was worried I watched a replay when you said Woody Marks just sucks, but I have to take him. Well, I'm glad I didn't. I just enough of Woody Marks, man. He was such a painful guy to watch. He really was. Is Joe Mixon toast or is a comeback possible? I suppose I've drafted him a couple times. Joe Mixon. I mean, if his foot is healed, he probably is the best pick on the board right now. There has been no reporting or clarity on what his foot injury actually is. Like, there was the photo that came out where he was with a bunch of Houston, Texas area podiatrists. There was a rumor. There was a rumor that he shot himself in the foot. I don't think that rumor was verified. This is probably more likely that it's like some kind of degenerative foot issue, but he also was on the non-football injury list, which means that he injured himself not doing football, that he injured himself doing another activity. So like, who knows what that means? I don't know. But I can tell you that if he does play, you're going to really wish that you had loaded your bags up in the big board and not when he's a 7th round pick on the Denver Broncos. It is insane that we still don't know what it is that happened. And there was I remember Mixon on Twitter shot back at a couple of the beat writers. Like, you don't know what's going on with me. And it's like, I don't know. I think they probably do know what's going on with you, bro. And I think they know that you're up to no good. Damn, I really wanted to take Shuck. Shuck would have been a nice secondary quarterback here. Could have done the Shuck Kamara stack. So I've heard this speculation too, that he had a non-team approved search. Damn, Kyler went as well. Shit. All right. Well, all right, let's build out a Cam Ward back stack because we took Mendoza last time. There are a couple cheaper Titans that we can take, and maybe one of these rookie wide receivers ends up on the Titans. Yeah, we did know about the Najee eye injury almost immediately, which is still, it's just like, okay, well, how did that happen? All right. I do need a running back. Am I about to take Alvin Kamara? It seems as if I'm about to select Alvin Kamara. I kind of feel like Miami is slightly more likely for Kyler Murray. Indianapolis does make sense, though. He can kind of do a Daniel Jones facsimile Yes, the 2025 was 100% the year of the internet rumor. Najee Harris is clickable in the 2026 version of the big board. It's like his injury was really early, so it'll be a year extended. The issue you run into is you start asking yourself, well, how good was Najee Harris before? How explosive was Najee Harris before he injured his Achilles? And then you ask yourself on top of that, well, Najee was never explosive to begin with. So if Najee was never explosive to begin with, does it even matter that he tore his Achilles? Like maybe it doesn't even matter. Like maybe he can just kind of slow-mo his way around the field, you know? I mean, I certainly would, if Najee gets more expensive, I will not be interested at all. But I mean, where's he being drafted right now? Najee Harris, I didn't even have him as my most recent ranking set. So he's like kind of an undrafted style player. Yeah, he is immune from the worst running back injury due to not being a good running back beforehand. I think that is the correct way to think of it. It's like if you draft Najee Harris, can he play enough to stumble and bumble his way into the end zone 8 times? And I think the answer is probably yes. I don't think he will be on the Chargers. He is an unrestricted free agent. So he was on that $5 million deal with guarantees last year, but he is just a stone free agent right now. I agree that Malik Willis, if you made me handicap a landing spot for Malik Willis right now, it would very likely be the Miami Dolphins. I would make him the favorite to be the Dolphins quarterback. But a lot of range of outcomes. I mean, the teams that right now do not have a quarterback for next year, so that we don't know. We don't know who's quarterbacking the Jets. We don't know who the week 1 starting quarterback is for the Colts. We don't know who's starting for the Browns. Mendoza is going to start for the Raiders. We know he's starting for everyone in the NFC East. We know he's starting for everyone in the NFC South. We don't know who's starting for Arizona, and we don't know who's starting for Minnesota, but it's probably McCarthy. Damn. All right. Trey Benson would have been a nice pick there. I need to move. You know what? I need to move Rachaad White up in my ranks here. And I have too aggressive of a ranking on Sean Tucker. So I will fix those. Damn. Okay. Rachaad White went. Let's do my guy. Let's just do another Braelon Allen. My guy Goods wants me to draft Braelon Allen. I'm drafting Braelon Allen. Do I still believe in Penix? Well, I never really believed in Penix, so no. I mean, I think he will probably start the season for the Atlanta Falcons, but they might hold on to Kirk Cousins, although there are multiple spots where Cousins makes sense as a starting quarterback for them. We'll do Calvin Ridley for the potential stack, and then we can take Gunnar Helm and Io Manor later. The Jets could definitely do it. Yeah, I take no responsibility if this doesn't work. I won't hold you to it. Who are we most confident in this year? Mixon, Kamara, or Connor? I think, me personally, I would say Connor, because Connor has shown the most on the field. Like, he was still fine before he got injured last year. Kamara on the field last year, it was a tough watch. When Kamara played the whole season, I say this game against San Francisco, he was good, but I mean, 3.6 yards per carry. Just, I don't know, man. They weren't really throwing Kamara the ball. Maybe things would have been better if he got to play more with Shuck. saw a tweet that Rachaad White is going at the same or worse price than last year, despite at worst his role being the same expected role as last season, except this time the team will pay him. Well, yes, but you're also bringing in some big downside risk where Rachaad White could sign as the running back 3 for somebody for the veteran minimum. Like, Rachaad White is not the... I'm not expecting Rachaad White to get paid a ton of money because the 2026 free agent running backs, there are some decent names there. So you've got Etienne, you've got Dowdle, you've got Brees, you've got Walker, you've got Gainwell, you have... That's probably about it in terms of, like, good players. I mean, Brian Robinson. Trying to see if anyone else here is any good. Restricted free agent. You got Algier. Pacheco, maybe. I mean, Pacheco's not, but Keaton Missile is a restricted free agent. Sean Tucker's a restricted free agent. I mean, there are some guys. There are some guys. Damn. Okay. Io Manor went, which is a little frustrating. Do we want to... Ooh, you know what? I was going to say, do we want to take Ty Simpson? But I think I'd probably rather take Jacoby. Let's do Jacoby, get our third quarterback, even if it's not a clean stack. I mean, he might just not want to play for the Bucs anymore. I would assume that what Rachaad White is hoping to do is sign a 1-year deal somewhere where he can theoretically be the starter. And then if he is the starter, then he can earn more money moving forward. I would assume that is what he wants to do. It's just a guess, but that is what I would guess he wants to do. These tight ends all feel the same to me, and I actually want Gunnar Helm on this team anyway, so I'm going to take my guy, Isaac Tesla. How high do you draft White if he signs with the Chiefs? I mean, I think you probably, I don't know, 7th round maybe. I feel like Brashard Smith is a better version of that player, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I do remember reading this, that Rashad wants to go play with the Commanders, so he'll kind of play in that that Eckler role, which they do need for certain. Yeah, true. Rachaad White played with Jayden at Arizona State. So they signed Rachaad White, Brandon Ayuk, and they fixed the team. Who was Jayden Daniels as tight end in college? Because it feels like all these guys who played with Jayden Daniels in college. All right, Jayden Daniels, his freshman year at Arizona State. The tight end was Tommy Hudson. Tommy Hudson is available. Tommy Hudson they could get. Curtis Hodges, not an NFL player. What about the next year, 2021? Curtis Hodges, not an NFL. Jalen Conyers is a practice squad NFL guy. They could sign him. Then 2022 LSU's Mason Taylor. Yeah, Mason Taylor and Cole Taylor and Jack Mashburn. 2023, and it's still Mason Taylor. Is there a backup who's an NFL guy? Mac Markway and Kamorium Pimpton. Am I coming back on the KLS train for this season? Yeah, I'll probably draft him in the 20th round some. But he had his chance, and he did not do anything with it. He was not able to beat out QJ. In the wide receiver range of Down, Shaheed, Ayuk, and Judy, I'm probably picking Shaheed and no one else. Just Judy, maybe if they get Cousins, maybe Judy is pickable. Maybe. All right. So let's do my guy Helm here. All right, lock that stack up. So now we need at least one more running back. Ooh, Zachariah Branch is still available. I think we probably do him. Yeah, no rookie wide receivers yet. Let's do Bumblebee Branch. I mean, I would assume that the Zach Ertz ACL tear does open stuff up for Sinnott, but they haven't been, they just have not really wanted to play Sinnott for whatever reason. All right, bang. So we got Zachariah Branch, and then we will do one of these running backs. Jamari Taylor's probably draftable. DJ Giddens probably draftable. Hemby. Taj Brooks probably not. Desmond Reed, man. I wish Desmond Reed weighed at least like 183 pounds. But he's going to be... Is he at the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl? I wonder. Because if he is, I would expect him to shine in that environment. It's DJ Giddens' year. Well, I would like it better if he could I would like it better if he could have beat out Amir Abdullah. Yeah, I definitely think we can do some round 20 LaQuint Allen. Excited for Klein returning home. My buddies are pretty excited for Colin Klein returning home. I'm an Oklahoma fan, so I'm very excited about Jason Witten being hired as the tight ends coach at the University of Oklahoma. That's the biggest news for us these days. Jason Witten from the University of Tennessee. Imagine Curtis Hodges listening to this, just drafting some big boards and catching some strays. Hey, Curtis, it's nothing personal, bro. It's nothing personal at all. All right, what's our final pick going to be here? I do like Randall more than Hemby. I'm really excited to get the RAS stuff for these rookies because I think the slap model is I think I got it into a place where we can actually get some signal from it. And someone asked me, I think Skeletor asked me earlier if I'm going to post it up for subs. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna post it up on patreon.com/DavisMattic when it is all good to go. I think I'm doing a prospect guide this year where I'll have like write-ups and everything on all of the prospects with their slap scores and their measurables and everything. So looking forward to doing that. Just looking forward to getting more and, just spreading my fantasy football wings, GM saw Jordy Nelson the other day. He's assistant coach for Riley County Girls, if anyone's wondering. Well, Jordy Nelson is from right up the road from where I grew up. So Jordy Nelson was born in Manhattan, Kansas, where I went to college. So I've spent I've eaten at his parents' restaurant. Give me actually, you know what? On this team, we need a rookie. I was going to say, give me Joe Mixon, but on this team with Jacobs, Harvey, Warren, Kamara, Braelon Allen, we need a rookie. Final team here, Jalen Hurts, Cam Ward, Jacoby Brissett, Josh Jacobs, RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren, Alvin Kamara, Braelon Allen, the Goods Gold Star Play of the Year, Adam Randall, Puka Nacua, Rashee Rice, Luther Bertorino, Jacoby Myers, Juwan Jennings, Calvin Ridley, Isaac Tesla, Zachariah Branch, Sam Laporta, Kenyon Sadiq, and Gunnar Helm. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go label this one Cam Ward stack, right? Big board. We'll label it Cam Ward 129 because we drafted on January 29th. Save that one. All right, boys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Make sure to like the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and I will be back with you guys